Let me be brutally honest with you, brother. She doesn't love you. She loves the lifestyle you provide. That car you drive, that fancy apartment, those vacations you pay for, that's what she's attached to, not you. And I know, that might sting a little. But if you're a man trying to figure out why she's acting so sweet, when things are good, and suddenly cold, when you're down, this video is for you. Welcome to the channel, fellas, where we cut through the noise, no sugarcoating, just real talk for men who are tired of being played. Today, we're diving into something most men don't want to admit, but deep down, you know it's true. That woman you're giving your time, energy, and resources to, she may not be in love with you, she's in love with the life that comes with you. And here's why this conversation is necessary. Because too many men are out here confusing being loved with being used. There's a big difference between a woman who values you as a man and one who's only there because you make her life easier, more fun, more glamorous. If your value to her ends when the perks end, that's not a relationship. It's a transaction. But don't worry. We're not just here to expose this truth. We're going to break it down, help you recognize the signs, and most importantly, teach you how to regain your power as a man so you're never emotionally or financially exploited again. Let's get into the truth behind the lifestyle trap and why a woman's attraction to your world does not always mean attraction to your soul. Before we start the video, I want to remind you that my exclusive online course on mastering the dating game is available now. If you've been learning from my YouTube videos, you're only scratching the surface. This course goes deeper, teaching you everything you need to know about the dating game, from approaching a woman to building real attraction. We just finished section 5 in the course, and you won't find this information on videos on my channel. It's easy to access with a secure payment option. Visit stoicapproachtolife.com or click the link in the description to enroll now and improve your dating life. 1. She fell for the perks, not the person. Let's get something straight. Just because a woman is physically close to you doesn't mean she's emotionally or mentally connected to you. A lot of men fall into the trap of thinking her presence equals love. But in many cases, she's not in love with you. She's in love with what being with you gives her access to. You've got a nice place. You eat at top-tier restaurants. You dress well. Maybe you've got a name people respect. That entire lifestyle? That's what drew her in. Not your personality, not your heart, not your values. She didn't fall for you. She fell for the world you built. Here's the thing. Women are smart. They know how to look like they're interested in you, while their real interest is in how you elevate their life. They complement your ambition, your style, your confidence. But if all of that disappeared tomorrow, would she still be around? Most guys don't ask that question until it's too late. Let me give you a clear example. There was a guy I worked with, a good dude, ran a successful business, drove a Benz, lived in a luxury high-rise. He met a woman who instantly started treating him like a king. She posted him all over social media, bragged about their power couple dynamic, told everyone he was her soulmate. But guess what happened when the market crashed and his income took a hit? She was gone within 2 months. Her love disappeared as fast as his lifestyle did. Why? Because she never loved him. She loved what being with him gave her. Men need to stop confusing a woman's excitement with genuine love. A woman might be glowing when you're taking her on trips, buying her gifts, and upgrading her world. But you have to pay attention. Is she still glowing when you're just sitting on the couch talking? When you're quiet, vulnerable, even uncertain? That's when the truth comes out. If she can only love you at the top, she never loved you in the first place. The hard truth is, many women are attracted to experiences, not individuals. And until you learn to separate the ones who love your life from the ones who love your soul, you'll keep handing your heart to women who are only here for the ride. Let's move to the next truth, because this only gets deeper. 2. Attention is her currency. Let me tell you something most men don't realize. For a lot of women today, attention is more valuable than love. In fact, for many, attention is love. And that's where the game gets dangerous, because if you don't understand how this works, you'll be spending your energy, time, and focus thinking you're building a relationship, when really, you're just funding her ego. See, attention is the new currency in this generation. The likes, the comments, the story views, the double taps. It's all a drug. And for some women, the relationship isn't about growing with you. It's about feeding off you. Your validation, your interest, your effort. That's what keeps her feeling wanted, special, powerful. Not your presence, not your commitment, just your attention. And here's the catch. She'll collect that attention from anywhere she can get it. You could be pouring everything into her, texting her good morning every day, complimenting her constantly, showing her you care, and she'll still leave the door open for attention from other men. Why? Because your attention is not being appreciated. It's being consumed. That's what a lot of men don't want to admit. We think that if we give more, she'll value us more. But if a woman sees attention as her power source, she's not falling in love with you. She's using you to charge up her sense of self-worth. And the worst part? She'll start acting distant the moment your attention starts to feel routine. If you're not gassing her up like you used to, or if you stop reacting to her posts, or stop chasing, suddenly she's bored, or confused, or not feeling the connection. But what she's really saying is, you're no longer feeding her ego. Let's be real, man. You've probably been there. The girl who seemed into you until you stopped complimenting her every day, or the one who suddenly pulled back when you gave her the relationship she claimed to want. That's because the thrill wasn't in the connection. It was in the attention you were giving her. The chase, the validation, the spotlight. So, what's the lesson here? Don't confuse attention with affection. Just because she craves your focus doesn't mean she cares about your feelings. And if her love depends on how much energy you're feeding her, it's not love. It's ego maintenance. This is the game now. If you don't see it clearly, you'll keep chasing women who only see you as an emotional ATM. And trust me, once you cut off the supply, their true colors show real fast. Let's move forward, because now it's time to talk about what really drives her interest and what she expects you to pay for it. 3. Her love has a price tag. Let's just say it plain. A lot of women today don't fall in love unless there's a price tag attached. It's not always about money itself. Sometimes it's about the lifestyle, the security, the emotional labor they expect you to put in as a man. But either way, you're paying for her love, whether you realize it or not. Now don't get it twisted. There's nothing wrong with treating a woman, providing for someone you care about, or wanting to give her a better life. But when your worth as a man is measured by what you give and not who you are, you're not in a relationship. You're in a transaction. And you can feel it when it's happening. You feel the pressure. It's subtle at first. She only wants to go to certain restaurants. She expects a certain kind of date. She's comparing what other men do for their women to what you're doing. And if you don't keep up, suddenly she starts pulling back. Her affection changes. Her energy shifts. It's not that she stopped caring. It's that the value exchange in her eyes is no longer balanced. In this mindset, love becomes conditional. It's not about you being a solid man. It's about you being a constant provider of experiences, comfort, gifts, attention, and emotional reassurance. And if that supply slows down, so does her interest. What makes it even more twisted is how normalized this has become. Social media constantly promotes the idea that a man's love should come with perks. If he wanted to, he would. You deserve to be spoiled. But no one's asking the real question. What does she bring to the table besides expectations? Most men don't want to say it out loud, but you've probably felt it before. That feeling that your love alone isn't enough. That if you weren't working so hard, paying for so much, doing all the heavy lifting emotionally and financially, she wouldn't even be there. And that's a tough pill to swallow. The truth is, when a woman sees love as something that's earned by what a man provides, she's not capable of truly loving you. She's loving the feeling of being taken care of. She's loving the comfort. She's loving the flex, but not the man behind it. So here's the mindset shift you need. Stop trying to buy love. Stop thinking more effort, more gifts, or more sacrifices will make her stay. If her love has a price tag, it's not real. It's rented. And one day, someone else might offer her a better deal. You deserve to be loved for who you are, not what you can offer. Let's keep going, because this next part explains why that love gets even faker when luxury enters the room. 4. Luxury blinds. Loyalty. Let's talk about something that's not easy to admit, but has to be said. A lot of women confuse lifestyle with love, and once luxury enters the picture, loyalty starts getting blurry. You see, luxury is seductive. The nice dinners, the weekend getaways, the high-rise views, the designer bags, the 5-star treatment. It creates a fantasy. And when a woman starts living in that fantasy, she starts believing she deserves it. Not because of who she is or what she gives back, but because of what she's gotten used to. And this is where men get caught off guard. You think you're building something meaningful, but what you're actually building is her comfort zone. The more luxury she experiences, the more she connects that feeling to being with you. Not necessarily you as a person, but the environment you provide. And the second that comfort is threatened, whether you hit a rough patch, slow down the spending, or just stop trying to impress her like you used to, her loyalty wavers. Let's be real here. You've probably seen it happen. A woman who's all in, all about you, until the perks slow down, until you stop going above and beyond every week. Suddenly she's less affectionate. She's busy. She needs space. What's really happening? She's recalculating her value in the situation. And if someone else offers her a shinier lifestyle or makes her feel like she's leveling up, loyalty goes out the window. Luxury changes people, especially when they didn't earn it themselves. If she didn't grind with you, struggle with you, or build with you, then she's not attached to you. She's attached to the outcome of being with you. And outcomes can be replaced. This is why men end up heartbroken and confused, wondering what went wrong. You thought you had a real one, but what you had was someone who was loyal to what you provided, not who you are. That's not loyalty. That's dependence dressed up as love. And the more you feed it, the more entitled she becomes. At some point, it's no longer seen as generosity. It becomes an expectation. And expectations, when unmet, turn into resentment. Not hers, yours. Because deep down, you know the truth. If all of this was stripped away, she wouldn't stick around. Here's the brutal reality. A woman who's addicted to luxury will always chase the next upgrade. Your loyalty, your effort, your presence will never be enough if her heart is tied to lifestyle, not love. So as a man, you've got to stop leading with luxury and start testing for loyalty. Because the ones who are truly down for you, they'll love you in simplicity just as much as they would in excess. Now let's break down what happens when your value starts dropping and how fast she disappears. 5. If you go broke, she goes missing. Let's not dance around it. If your money dries up, most of these women disappear just as fast. And I'm not saying that to be bitter. I'm saying it because too many men find out the hard way that the love they thought was real was only rented, not owned. When you're doing well, when you're up, stable, and providing, it feels like she's all in. She's calling you her man, acting loyal, playing the role. But that love is often conditional. It's tied directly to your ability to maintain her comfort, not your character, not your heart. Once you stop giving her the lifestyle she's used to, you'll start noticing the shift. You'll feel her energy fade. Her tone changes. She becomes busy. She needs time to think. And then she's gone. No loyalty. No explanation. Just silence. Now here's the thing. Real love is supposed to ride with you whether you're winning or rebuilding. But in today's dating culture, most women have been taught to look for security, not partnership. They've been told to chase the man who can give them the most, not necessarily the man who loves them the deepest. Let me show you what that looks like. There was this guy I knew from back in the day. Smart dude, owned a few businesses, always dressed sharp, took care of his girl like a queen. When things were good, she was all over him, posting about him, bragging about how well he treated her. But when the economy dipped and he had to shut one of his stores down, things changed fast. He wasn't broke, but he wasn't balling the same way either. No more fancy dinners every week. No more designer bags. And guess what? She started pulling away. 1 month later, she broke it off. No drama, no fight. Just said, I feel like we're on different paths. A week after that, she was spotted with another dude, one with a flashier lifestyle. And that's the point. She was never really with him. She was with his financial status. That's a harsh truth a lot of men learn too late. And it's not just about money, it's about how quick her love fades when you're not making her life easy anymore. A woman who's truly into you will ride through the storms. She won't flinch when things get tough. She won't measure your value by your wallet, but by your mindset, your drive, and your character. But those women are rare, and they don't care if you're rich or rebuilding. So here's what you do. Pay close attention to how she acts when you're not at your best. That's when the mask slips. That's when you see the difference between someone who loves you and someone who's using you. Next, let's break down the real reason you still feel disconnected, even when you're giving her the world. 6. She's in love with the image, not the intimacy. Let's get right to it. Some women don't want a real connection. They want the picture-perfect version of one. They want the couple goals, the matching outfits, the social media flex, the attention that comes with being in a relationship. But when it comes to actually building intimacy, sharing fears, supporting your growth, being vulnerable, she's nowhere to be found. You can feel it too. You're doing all the right things. Taking her out, showing her off, keeping her involved. She's smiling in the pictures, she's laughing in public, she's acting like everything's perfect, until you try to have a real conversation, until you try to express something deeper. Then suddenly she's distracted. She shuts down. She avoids the moment. Why? Because the image is what she's committed to, not the man behind it. This happens more often than men like to admit. You think you've got something real, but what you actually have is performance love. It looks good, feels good on the surface, but it's hollow underneath. And that hollowness eats at you. You're giving effort, presence, and loyalty, but something just doesn't feel solid. That's because the relationship is based on how it looks, not how it connects. We live in a time where attention is everything. A woman can get more validation from a couple's photo with you than from anything intimate you ever share with her. That picture of you two at dinner, that becomes proof to her friends that she won. But when you try to open up to her, when you're stressed or dealing with something real, she changes the subject, or worse, she makes it about her. That's when it hits you. She's not in love with your heart. She's in love with your highlight reel. Intimacy requires effort. It requires emotional maturity. It requires presence, patience, honesty. And a lot of women don't have that depth because they've never had to develop it. In their minds, if the relationship looks good, it is good. They're more focused on how others perceive the relationship than on how it actually feels from the inside. And the sad part is, many men ignore this for too long. You feel that emotional distance, but you excuse it. You tell yourself she's just not that expressive or not used to deep conversations. But deep down, you're in something surface level that's being sold as deep love. You deserve better than that. You deserve someone who's not just proud to be seen with you, but proud to know you. Someone who's not afraid to sit with your emotions, your flaws, your reality. Someone who values connection more than content. And if you don't have that, then all you've got is a relationship made for show. Let's close this out by getting honest about what's really keeping her around, because it's probably not what you think. 7. Status keeps her, not substance. Let's be honest, bro. She's not sticking around because of who you are. She's sticking around because of what being with you makes her look like. That's a hard pill to swallow, but the sooner you accept it, the sooner you stop being used. We live in a culture where image is everything. Social media has twisted love into a performance. And for a lot of women, being in a relationship isn't about intimacy. It's about visibility, about clout, about flexing. It's about how many people envy her life, not how much she truly values yours. If you're high status, respected, successful, she loves how people look at her when she walks in with you. That's her addiction. She loves the status boost, not your character, not your loyalty, not your pain, just your position. And here's where you need to wake up. You confuse admiration with affection. You think because she smiles in public and plays the part, she's down for you. But behind closed doors, there's no real depth, no genuine connection, and no loyalty if the status ever slips. This is why so many men get blindsided. You thought she was proud of who you are, but she was really proud of the access you gave her. To nicer places, better treatment, a higher pedestal. You were the platform, not the partner. And I need to call out some of you men directly. You keep leading with your achievements. You keep trying to impress her with your car, your job, your lifestyle. You're selling a brand, not showing your heart. And then you're shocked when she loves the brand, but not the man. That's on you. If you attract her with status, you'll have to maintain her with status. And the second someone with more power or prestige shows up, guess what? She's out. Because she was never there for substance. She was just renting your reputation. So here's the truth. If she only values you at your peak, she was never meant for your process. And if she only respects you because the world does, you need to let her go. Because that's not love. It's leverage. From this point forward, stop trying to impress women with your status. Start watching who sticks around when you're just you. No flex, no filters. Just the real man behind it all. Because that's the only way you'll ever know who's real. Let's wrap this up. Because now, it's time to put it all in perspective and make this personal. Let's not sugarcoat it. A lot of modern women don't want men. They want what men can do for them. And the moment you stop performing, providing, or proving your worth, the love vanishes. That's not a relationship. That's a business deal. And you're the one paying the emotional bill. If anything in this video hit a nerve, that's a good thing. You're waking up. And that's what this channel is about. Teaching men the truth that no one else is saying out loud. Because if you don't recognize the game, you'll keep losing pieces of yourself trying to win her over. Now here's the controversial truth that most are too scared to admit. She was never really yours, just temporarily impressed by what you could offer. Yeah, let that sit for a second. I know some of you have gone through this. You've felt the shift. You've watched love turn cold when the perks ran out. So drop a comment below, share your story. I read every single one. And if you're struggling or got a question, I'll respond. You're not alone in this. I'm here to help you see clearly and stand stronger. This is about brotherhood, real talk, real growth. So hit that like, subscribe if you're new, and let's keep exposing the lies, because the truth will always put your power back in your hands. Until next time, stay sharp, stay solid.